Hello everyone, this is Brooke and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. I have my Pinked Paris mug here, and that means it's time for October questions and answers. I have lots of them, lots of questions to go over with you today. So many that I'm going to break this video up into two parts. I'm going to answer questions that I received from my September Q&A video in the first part, and in the second part will be questions that I received in my Instagram post that I put up a few days ago. If you are interested in asking me a question, the best way to do it is either to put it on the comment section of this video or wait until I put up my next Instagram post asking for questions. If you put it up now, you might have to wait a little while, but if you indicate that you want me to answer it in my next question and answer video, I will take care of it. So, getting started with my first question, it comes from Liz Lorenko, and she asks, what are your thoughts about buying pre-loved items? I never bought them because I like to be the first one to use my items. Maybe I should open my mind to this. Great question. Yes, I think you might want to open your mind to that, but I can definitely understand why you like being the first one to own your items. There are several pieces that I have bought where I went to the boutique or ordered them online through the LV website and got them, and I was the first one to own them. It's a very fun feeling to have that, but it's also a great feeling to acquire something that's on the pre-loved market that you've been looking for or hunting for quite a long time. I assure you that there are quality pieces out there on the pre-loved market. I have received several that come to you in great condition and also might even have a little bit of price savings. So I encourage you to go to the pre-loved market and check for items. But definitely be careful, especially if you go to places like eBay, which you are able to find some quality pre-loved pieces, but there are some not so quality ones out there as well. So thanks for asking that question, and keep me posted on if you ever get anything pre-loved. The next question comes from Heather Wellborn. Her question is, who are some of your favorite YouTubers and who do you watch regularly? Well, let's see. I like to watch a lot of YouTube. I don't watch TV shows. I watch YouTube. I watch all things from other luxury and beauty gurus to also a lot of YouTube drama videos and story time videos. I can't really say who my favorite ones are. I absolutely love watching videos made by people that I've met in real life, and I've by now met quite a few YouTubers, which is a lot of fun. So I really don't want to name names because I'll forget somebody, and I don't want to do that. But I do like to watch a lot of YouTubers in the luxury community, the beauty community, fashion, and also the YouTube drama and story time. Those are like my guilty pleasures. The third question comes from Courtney R. Do you and your husband both work full-time? What does your husband do for work? What are your favorite qualities about your husband, and what are his favorite qualities about you? Well, my husband, he works full-time and I work part-time. Well, technically, I mean part-time, but a lot of weeks I do get up into that full-time category because I just have to put in extra hours. But technically I am part-time. And he is an economist. He studies the economy and researches it, especially the local economy, and that's what he does for work. And my favorite qualities about him is that he's very steadfast and stable. He's very steady. He's not a lot of up and downs. He's just pretty even keel. He's hard to make really super, hyper excited or really super bummed out. He's just very even, and I really do like that. Not that I'm all over the place, but it's nice to have somebody that's steady like a rock. And his favorite qualities about me, well, I think he likes the fact that I keep things exciting. It's never a dull moment when I'm around, and I think he also likes the fact that I'm very stable and secure as well. I don't let things get crazy and out of hand. There are a lot of things that, you know, I take care of for the family and that he takes care of, and he can rely on me. I think being reliable is something that he really, really appreciates, because he is so even. He doesn't want to have to go up and down and worry and do a lot of things like that. So I think that's how we are, and I think that's an answer to your question. Thanks for asking it. The next question comes from Macy Kalen, and she asks, what are your favorite fall, winter sweet treats? Well, when I read that question, my first one that came to my mind was Starbucks salted caramel mocha. I like it with sugar-free mocha, soy milk, no dairy, no whipped cream. But I love that drink, and if I get my hands on it, that's always like a treat to me, because especially when it's fall and it's cool out, I can wrap my hands around the cup that's warm and just sip on it. I think it tastes delicious, and I just love it. So that would be my favorite fall or winter sweet treat. In the past, when I was able to eat dairy, my favorite fall treat would be like a pumpkin cheesecake that I make. And I used to look forward to Thanksgiving because I would always make it, and it would be such a delicious thing to have after Thanksgiving dinner. I still make it every year, but I'm not allowed to have any because my skin would react and I just would have a reaction. So I stay away from it, but that's my favorite sweet treat from the past. The next question comes from Lori Hart's Makeup. She asks, you have mentioned before that you once lived in Brooklyn, and I am originally from Brooklyn. I was wondering where in Brooklyn you lived, and if you could live in any other part of the country other than Milwaukee, where would you choose? Okay, great question. Let's see here. As far as Brooklyn, yes, I did live in Brooklyn after college. After I went to school in New York, in Long Island, and a college called Hofstra University. I went there my first 2 years of school, and then after those first 2 years, I took a break and I lived in Brooklyn for just over a year. I lived on Dean Street between Smith and Hoyt, and I loved it there. It was just outside of Brooklyn Heights. It was a great little neighborhood. I've heard it changed a lot since I've been there, which was in the early 90s. But loved it there, loved Brooklyn, loved the city, and if I had a chance to move somewhere else, it probably wouldn't be until after my kids were grown and moved out, but I would move to either New York, Chicago, or Los Angeles. I started going to Los Angeles last year and really fell in love with it. So one of those three places would probably find me. You would most likely find me in a big city rather than a small city, but if I was in the country and I could move anywhere, it would probably be New York, Chicago, or Los Angeles. Thanks for asking. And the next question comes from Squealer49, and she asks, are you originally from Wisconsin? Do you have siblings? If so, are they residing in the same area? What do you do for recreation? And thanks for sharing. Well, thank you for asking all of those questions. You comment on my videos a lot. I really do love that. So I'm going to answer all of those here. I was born in Chicago, but I lived there for a very little time. And then by way of Detroit and Rhode Island, I ended up in Milwaukee, and I've been here for a very long time, except for the time I went away for college and stayed in Brooklyn after that. So I call Wisconsin my home, been in Milwaukee forever. And as far as siblings, I do have one brother. I had a sister who passed away a long time ago. If you want to know more about that, you look into the video that I have linked down below called Why I Love Pink. But I have one brother that's living, and he lives in Texas with his family. And what do I do for recreation? Like I said before, I watch a lot of YouTube, so recreation for me is curling up on the couch with my iPad, watching videos. Otherwise, I like to shop, and I like to hang out with friends. I like to go out to movies and dinner. Let's see, I love chit-chatting. Like social media, I love social media. I'm on it all the time, and I love to chit-chat, either through direct messages or on social media, comments, texting, all things like that. But I love to feel connected and catching up with my friends. So that's what I do for recreation. The next question comes from Ernest St. Jean, and he asks, or he says, my wife loves your videos and she thinks very highly of you. Thank you. And I want to buy her a bag and I'm totally lost. And he says, help. Should I take her or just surprise her? Did your husband buy your first bag or any of your bags? Okay, I'm going to answer from the last question up to the first question. And my husband did not buy my first bag. I bought it for myself when I was 19, when I was in school. And has he bought any of my bags? No. He would never buy me a Louis Vuitton bag because he thinks they cost too much. Now, he's said several times, go out and get yourself a bag, or you can get a bag for this occasion. But he won't actually go to the store and pull the trigger. He just can't bring himself to do that. And actually, I have an understanding between me, him, and my sales associate at Louis Vuitton that he is to never, ever know how much these bags cost. But with that said, he's very gracious about my collection and doesn't get into a frenzy or an uproar because I have many items. That's fine. We still put food on the table, and that's all he cares about. As far as surprising your wife, I think you should surprise her. If you came in with a Louis Vuitton bag, and by that you would have the big packaging, the box, the ribbons, all that, I think that would go a long way to show your wife that you are very thoughtful. Now, if you took her to the store and say, buy whatever you want, there's nothing wrong with that, believe me. But I think it would be, and maybe I'm just projecting my own desire on you, but I think there's nothing wrong with going to Louis Vuitton, picking up a bag. I would recommend, if you're going to surprise her and you have no clue, that you use a Speedy. This is a Speedy 30. That means it's the size is 30, and it is in the Damier Ebene print, which is the checkerboard print in the dark pattern. I would try that because it is a very versatile bag. She can wear it with a lot of things, and especially this time of year, it goes very well. And also, she won't have to worry about the water spots on the vachetta leather on the monogram print. Especially if she's not kind of a flashy person that likes monogram, she might prefer this print. It's very beautiful. A lot of people have it. The Speedy bag is what a lot of women want as their first bag. So I think it might be the great one to start with. Definitely ask me more questions if you have them, but I think that would be a great thing to do, is surprise her with a Speedy bag. The 30 size is the most versatile, and the Damier Ebene print is really practical. So give it a try. Luckily, Louis Vuitton has a nice return policy, so if she doesn't like it, you can always return it in the first 30 days and get something else. So you get credit for buying it and surprising her, and then she gets what she wants. So I hope she's not watching this and spoiling the whole program, but that's what I would do in response to your question. And the last question for part 1 of the October Q&A video comes from Choosing Treasure. And she asks, what are some of your favorite beauty and makeup items from the drugstore? And my all-time favorite drugstore beauty item is this one right here. It is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. It is called 24 Hour Foundation, and I'm in the color Soft Sable. This is one of my favorite foundations. It is amazing. The color matches me perfectly. The finish is wonderful skin matte finish, and it's also very, very long lasting and highly pigmented. A little goes a long way. It's just, I compare this with some of my really super high-end foundations, and actually it passes up some of my really high-end foundations a lot. And I put it in the category with Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. Who else? Oh, the Lancome Tentidol Ultra Makeup. So I put it up there in that category. How they did it with the drugstore and pulled it off, I'll never know. But this is my favorite drugstore beauty item. I also love Milani products, and my favorite bronzer of all time is this one. It is the Milani Baked Bronzer, and it's in the color Golden Bronze, and it looks like this. It's my favorite bronzer, and I really do love the Milani Cream to Powder Makeup. It's really hitting pan there. You can see how much I love it, but it's a great foundation that I would compare to the MAC Cream to Powder foundation. It's definitely that high quality. So that's just a few of them. I mean, I love Milani, I love NYX, I love Maybelline mascaras, things like that. So I hope that helps answer your question. And I think everyone that asked me a question in my last September Q&A section, please feel free to leave your questions for next month down below, and I will get back to those. Hopefully I will do something sooner than a month from now. You never know. So put your questions down ASAP. And then let's see here. Thanks a lot. I love these Q&A videos. It definitely makes it feel like I'm just sitting here chatting with you and that we are having a nice conversation. What else can I tell you? Let's see, not much. I'm about to lose battery power, and I hope that I can squeeze out one more video. So I'm gonna go for right now, but I'll be back very soon. Thanks so much for watching. So please subscribe to my channel, and I would greatly appreciate that. Also give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and also share this with your friends and family. I would greatly appreciate that as well. Thanks again for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll be back very soon with part 2. Bye bye.